Hello, good morning, good day, and good evening. Welcome to the Virtual Education Week of NMEA, and welcome to the Boning webinar. My name is Christopher Tehan, and I'm the Project and Service Engineer here at Boning USA. Some of my responsibilities entail doing services, technical support, repairs. I also do many projects on my own, whether that be for refits or new builds. But enough about me, let's get this thing started. This is the second webinar, which will be much more technical and more focused on specific solutions, mostly related to navigation equipment. This kind of information will be extremely helpful for NMEA dealers and marine electronics installers. Alright, so let's start with our agenda, or an overview about some solutions that we're going to be talking about. We're going to start off talking about some multi-screen solutions, or multi-processor solutions. We'll go into some bridge alarm panels for panel PCs or ultra-wide navigation displays. And lastly, we'll end with navigation light panels and our whistle control panel. So our first solution is the multi-screen trackball. And here's the problem. How do you make a single keyboard or mouse work with multiple displays, MFDs, black boxes, along those lines? Well, imagine you're in a situation where you have multiple screens on the Helm and you need a way to control, let's say, different sources. And what I mean by different sources is different inputs on the back of your monitor, whether that be a navigation computer or your ship alarm system or maybe a video source. So normally a computer or a processor with a video output for a monitor. So let's say you need to control multiple computers from the captain's chair armrest. If you have 6 monitors, you don't want to have 6 keypads or keyboards or trackballs on your captain's chair armrest. You just want one. So let's get into some of those solutions that we have to handle this multi-screen issue. Our first device is the AHD CUC. CUC stands for CAN USB Convert. The CUC converts CAN bus information into USB mouse signal for MFDs and black boxes. So the CUC is mainly used for our boning trackballs, which we'll be talking about later, but we also have the CUC host, which allows us to convert third-party mouse/keyboards to CAN bus for multi-screen operations. So let's say you have your own already external trackball or keyboard. We can still interface with that with the CUC host to then send the information on the CAN bus line to multiple screens. On the next slide, we're going to talk about the AHD DCRS. So the DCRS is a trackball mouse hybrid. What I mean by that is that the DCRS allows you to scroll through menu positions. It can also be used to zoom in and out of charts. You can also use it as a joystick and as a mouse. And there's buttons on the DCRS that can be used for your right or left click. You can use the DCRS for source selection, and also power can also be found on the panel as well. The panel may also come with a standard trackball, but customers tend to like this version better. A note on the DCRS is that a customer can request a specific size or the DCRS with specific buttons. If you don't want to use a DCRS, that's totally fine. Many USB mouse or keyboards can be integrated using the CUC host, which we talked about earlier, which, like I said, converts normal USB signals into the CAN bus. So that way you can link your trackball that you already have to all sources and screens. Moving on to our next solution would be the one screen multiple processor solution. So now imagine that you have one screen, but you have multiple sources, whether it be navigation computer or a Furuno, a TZ2BB, or a CCTV computer, etc. How do you have the display touchscreen connected to all of the sources at the same time? This is also a solution for the AHD CUC host, which we talked about earlier, which solves the problem of connecting one touchscreen display to multiple sources. The way this works is that the CUC host recognizes the active source input of the display and sends the touchscreen signal to the respective processor. This looks trivial, but it's not. Without the solution, you would have to elect one source to work via touch, and the others must use their OEM controllers, which completely eradicates the solution on its own. So having this solution allows all sources to be controlled via touch. Moving on, we have our solution number 3, multi-screen dimming panel. Let's say you have 6 screens. How do you synchronize their dimming, presets, and even their power in just one position? So one of the boning devices that can do this would be the panel called the AHD USP, which is a custom controller that remote controls all screens from one location. So in our example, you have one little sleek panel where you can adjust all screens at the same time. The presets are useful if you want to have adjustments depending on sunlight or different captain's preferences. And you can also turn on or off all 6 screens at the same time. You don't have to go through one by one. Just one click, you're done. On our next slide, we have one of our classic alarm panels, which is the AHD 414A. It has 10 contact inputs. One interesting application for this panel is to monitor the status of your bridge navigation equipment, such as the ECDIS, compass, sounders, etc. The panel also has 4 alarm relay outputs for external horns, for the main vessel's monitoring system, or for the bridge navigation watch alarm systems. This panel can also be installed in other parts of the boat to monitor bilges, smoke alarms, tank levels, etc. Now, for those of you who've worked with Nobletech TimeZero software, Boning has a series of marine panel PCs with special characteristics. So it provides powerful processors to run the TimeZero software without glitches. Our screens also provide high brightness, bonded glass, their touchscreen, high temperature, and many others. These 2 pictures show our 10 and 19-inch displays. Other sizes are also available, and you can check into the panel PC brochures available on our website at boningusa.com for downloading. The solution number 6 is the AHD 1319 GW, our ultra-wide touchscreen panel PC. This display looks phenomenal, and it also fits really well on the overhead part of the helm. This display can have a custom design to show the most relevant navigation information. You can create pages with gauges for wind speed, directions, heading, depth, you name it. It's fully customizable, easy to program, and of course it's NMEA capable. These next few slides are going to be a little more complex because they're going to be more related to the bridge management solutions that we have. Continuing to solution number 7, which is for video matrix applications. Using the Boning control panels, you can use either a regular trackball with buttons or a completely digital on a touchscreen. People are using video matrices a lot more often, especially in larger bridges, but their control panels normally don't address all the features needed for a marine application. Using Boning will allow for presets, different dimming modes, for example, dimming each screen individually or having global dimming, and includes several features and shortcuts particularly useful during navigation. In other words, it's a product designed for marine application. If you can still remember our solution number 1, which was the multi-screen control trackball, our solution number 2 for the multi-screen dimming, and the solution we just went over, solution number 7, if you combine these 3 solutions, you will get the product we call the Boning Bridge Management System. The Boning Bridge Management System is a unique product in the market. It allows a fully integrated solution for the helm and can be installed in small yachts or commercial boats because it is engineered to fulfill those class requirements. Well, a little more about the Boning Bridge Management solution. It adds another layer of controls on top of the original navigation equipment. This new layer is designed to make the operation of the navigation equipment user-friendly. Given that it's more and more common to see more screens, larger screens, more processors and electronics on boats, having something be a little easier to use is a huge plus. There is a point that it becomes more cost-effective to add a video matrix and a bridge management system than to start duplicating processors, screening, cabling, etc. The final goal is to have all sources available in any screen, and to have an easy way to adjust where each video is displayed, to have the right dimming level, and to also have the respective control available in your hand, no matter what screen you want to control. On this slide are two examples of the boating bridge management system. The first is a fishing vessel in Norway, and the second is a San Lorenzo yacht. The screenshots on the right are the screenshots of the boating system. The first being the keyboard for the ECDIS and radars are emulated on the boating screen. This is so you can control those processors from anywhere at the bridge without the need of having duplicated keyboards anywhere. The last screenshot is from the video switch page, where you can just drag and drop the video input, for example a radar or a sounder, on one of the 5 bridge screens. So if you want to take a look at CCTV, you select CCTV, drag and drop to the perspective screen that you want to see it on. It's very simple. You can take a look at a lot of our cool helms that we have done on our website at boating-usa.com. You select references and then go to videos. I would recommend selecting the video called Bridge Management on Fishing Vessels. It's definitely going to be worth your while. On this next slide, this is the model of a helm designed by Boating. The OEM keyboards and controls are hidden in drawers to meet class. The helm itself looks clean and functional. We have many different layouts and designs, and you can see them all on our Smart Bridge and Helm panels brochures if you want to know more. If you also want to know what material is available in regards to brochures, just send us an email and we'll go ahead and send that to you as well. This slide just shows a simple system overview that contains 5 sources: a Furuno TZT-2BB, radar, Furuno sounder, CCTV PC, and a Boating AHD 1200 running the TimeZero professional software. It also has 4 Hatland 22-inch screens, and for control, you can either use the Boating 12-inch touchscreen or a Boating trackball panel. Stepping aside from our bridge management systems, let's talk more about particular devices. And the first device I want to start off with is the DPU-9. The reason why it's called a DPU-9 is because it's a data processing unit and it has 9 interfaces. One of the many things that makes this device so great is its ability to convert some of the most common engine protocols to NMEA 2000. A good example of this would be if your vessel has 2 man engines, you could connect the 2 man engines to our DPU-9, at which point the DPU-9 will convert the man protocol and send NMEA 2000 on the CAN bus, which would then connect to your Garmin MFD. Just a side note, Boating has been working with MAN since 1996, and we also manufacture for MAN for over 200 parts. A lot of the MAN engines have their proprietary protocol, which is why using the DPU-9 can convert all MAN data to NMEA 2000. Because the DPU-9 has 9 interface slots, you can convert more than just 2 engines. The DPU-9 can support generators, chargers, ventilation, switchboard systems, you name it. Basically what I'm saying is that any system on your boat can be converted to whatever interface they're using into NMEA 2000, which can then be displayed on an MFD of your choice, whether it be Garmin or Hatland or Furuno. I would say that this is an excellent option for new builds and refits. Continuing to a different device now, I want to talk about the AHD TZG. The TZG was specially designed to work with the TimeZero software. This TCG is the TimeZero Gateway, which is an all-in-one converter to interface with the Nobletech TimeZero software. Instead of installing multiple converters to convert from NMEA 0183 to NMEA 2000 back and forth, the TZG does it all, which makes for a great simple solution if you're looking to switch over to that Noble-Tech TimeZero software. The next device I want to talk to you guys about is the AHD DPSO2. So every boat has navigation lights, and the larger the boat requires a system to monitor the status and integrity of these lights. So you want to know whether the light is actually on or not. If the boat has LED lights, the running hours of the lights must also be stored. And as LED lights have a finite lifetime, you want to be able to have a system that can monitor this. The DPSO2 is a great device for that, because not only will it be able to store the running hours of the lights, it'll also tell you when the light is actually consuming more or less current than it's supposed to, in which case indicating that the light's almost going to be out or that it's not working at all. For almost 2 decades, Boning has been providing navigation light control systems for fully class approved and capable also with incandescent lights as well, not only LEDs. Not only that, depending on the navigation light system you have, whether you have AC or even DC lights, bulbs, LEDs, whatever it may be, whichever voltage, the DPSO2 can handle all of that. Just like many of our other solutions, we give you the capability of not only having this information on a touchscreen display. You can also choose to have a navigation lights panel with tactical buttons and LEDs to also show you the status. We have 2 panel sizes available, and you can order the panel with a tabular design or one to mimic the boat at no extra charge. The last couple devices I want to go over with you are our 2 whistle control panels. So let's first talk about the AHD WOP. WOP stands for the Whistle Operation Panel. This particular panel is a very smart device because it has pre-programmed already all of the most important signals for warning and maneuvering while you're underway. The second device is the AHD GAPF. GAP stands for General Alarm Panel. F is so that way you know you have the version for fire alarm. This panel is absolutely necessary on larger vessels if you want to automate the abandoned ship or a general alarm or even fire alarm signals in emergency situations. The signals follow the convention. For example, short, long signals mean the abandoned ship alarm. So this device would be a great device to have for those situations where you hope you never have to use it. All of these solutions that I've presented to you today can be used on any of these vessels, whether it be search and rescue vessels or crew supply vessels, Coast Guard, river cruising, you name it. Boning's goal is not so that you can only use these solutions on mega and super yachts, but so that way it has a practical, strong, robust use for commercial vessels as well. Finally, I'd like to invite you to watch some videos we've selected for you. Just go to boning-usa.com/videos to learn more. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention, and please contact us if you have any questions at all, or if you even want more information about the projects presented here. Take care and have a good rest of your day.